Hey guys, welcome back. We are back and we are ready to celebrate Mardi Gras. I love Mardi Gras, time of the year. I've been to a few myself here in San Diego. My bucket list is definitely to go to the big one in Louisiana. I do have family from Louisiana. My grandfather was. My daughter's here ready to celebrate with her beads too. He was from Louisiana. I love the food there. I love the people and the culture. However, it's not too easy to find things like gumbo and all that stuff that are vegan. So I have been able to find some recipes. Sorry, I'll call her back. A vegan king cake is what I'm making right now. That is a traditional cake that you eat on Fat Tuesday. You either hide a baby Jesus or a bean. We're gonna hide a bean because I don't have plastic baby Jesuses in the cake, and whoever gets the bean is to purchase or make the cake the next year. So you've probably seen these cakes are decorated with the colors of gold, green, and purple. So I made this dough, which had to sit for 2 hours, and I found this recipe on the internet, so I will link it down below. The process is just basically flour, yeast. I made it with no vegan butter. I substituted applesauce and replaced for the butter. And so now this has sat for 2 hours, and we're simply going to roll it out into a rectangle where we will then spread a cinnamon and sugar mix. It's sort of like just a big old cinnamon roll. Cinnamon and sugar on the inside. Roll it up. And then when it's all done baking, I have my oven preheated. We will sprinkle it in the purple, gold, and green colored sugar. It's really good. We had it a couple years ago with my family. This was the first time we made this recipe. We've made cookies, I think, last year. We've done different versions, but the cake is fun. It's fun when you have a bunch of people together and you get to find the baby or you get to find the bean. See who will bring the cake next year. Okay, I think that's good. So what I'm going to do is sprinkle on the sugar cinnamon mixture on 1/2. Okay, I think that's good. Then we will fold it over like this. Probably should have put some more flour. Oops, can't forget the bean. Toss that baby right there. Put that over, make sure it doesn't spill over. And then we're going to, what we can do is cut it into 3. And we can try to braid it. Okay, so what I did was I folded it over. I cut it into 3 sections, and then I very carefully braided the 3 sections together. Kind of tricky. Last time I just rolled it over, but I wanted to try to be fancy this time, so this was as close to a braid that I could get. Now we will transfer it to our parchment paper very, very carefully. it out here. And then we'll bake it at 350 for 35 to 45 minutes. And then when it's cool, we can put our cool sugar topping on it. So that is it. I'm gonna toss it in the oven. As I said, my oven is preheated. Really easy. It's very simple to do. So I'm gonna place that in there at 350 for 35 to 45 minutes. So it is out of the oven. Smells so good. And I made here a powdered sugar with a little bit of almond milk to create a glaze. And I'm going to pour this glaze over my ring here. Just gonna drizzle over. So now that we have that glazed pretty good, what I did over here was I took sugar, just regular sugar. I believe it was brown sugar, granulated sugar. And I used a paste, a colored paste. I used my fingers to just mix it around. And I did all 3 colors, purple, green, and I tried to do gold, but it's kind of like orange. Now I'm just going to stick this like the Mardi Gras colors. Doesn't have to be perfect. And I know one thing is it will be good. And then I'll go again with the purple in the end. Green. And gold. All right, so there you have it. As I said, anything can be veganized. You don't have to miss out on these great parties that everybody's partaking in, because you can create that here and it will be healthy and it will be good and you'll have a lot of fun. So the next thing I'm going to make when we come back, this is done now, I'm going to make a etouffee. Etouffee is normally seafood, but I'm going to make mine with mushrooms and some vegan sausage that I've been making. So stay tuned. When I come back, I'm going to show you. I have my sausages. They've been steaming for the last 45 minutes. I'll show you how we cut those up and we'll create our own veganized etouffee. So now I'm making my mushroom sausage etouffee. I first started with the roux. A roux is what makes the sauce thick. I took 1/4 cup of unbleached flour and I stirred it on medium to low heat for 15 minutes. It's really important that this does not get burned. If it gets burned, you need to start all over again. So you want the color to look like this brown. Just keep stirring and stirring. Don't let it burn. So I'm going to mix this in my blender along with 2 cups of my no chicken broth. I think I've talked about that broth, the Bill's Best chickenless broth before in one of my videos. Okay, so I have this here. I'll give it a little stir. I just threw the powder in here with the 2 cups of water. Okay, doesn't have to be perfect because it's gonna all get blended. So we'll blend this up. Let's mix this up. And what we have sauteing here is Holy Trinity. For those of you who don't know what the Holy Trinity is, it is bell pepper, celery, and onion. That has been sauteing. Yes, and now we're going to add mushrooms, our mushrooms. Get that mixed in there. We're gonna cover it and let it cook for about 3 minutes. Then when we have let that cook, we're going to add that roux to it. All right, this is ready. The mushrooms are soft. I'm now going to toss in my roux along with some soy sauce. I throw that right in there. Until it gets thickened. This is so good over rice. I am a big Saints and LSU fan, so I like to make it when the Saints are playing or LSU is playing. Okay, now I'm gonna add some soy sauce. We're gonna add garlic. It calls for 4 teaspoons. A half of this makes 1, so I just use 1. 1 teaspoon will be the 4. And then it calls for smoked paprika. A half a teaspoon of smoked paprika. I'm gonna gauge it because I can't find my measuring spoons. So I'll just gauge it. Then we have cayenne pepper. Again, I'm gonna gauge it. We have black pepper. Some thyme, a teaspoon of thyme. And some dried basil. Couple shakes. Keep stirring that, letting it get thick. And I'm going to throw my sausages in. Right now. Slide those puppies in there. And let everything just cook and settle. We will throw this over rice and that will be an entire meal. So this cooked covered for 15 minutes. Got good and thick enough. Now I'm going to plate it over some brown rice.
It actually looks good.
And toss some green onions on it. And there you have it. Mushroom and sausage etouffee, much like a seafood etouffee, minus the seafood, and more healthy for you, and made of whole foods. So let us know down below, comment if you tried any of these recipes and what you did this Mardi Gras. We'd love to hear from you. And thank you. Stay tuned. Next week we're going to do something in honor of St. Patrick's Day. We have some fun vegan treats that we've made for a few years now for St. Patty's Day. We are not Irish, but we love to celebrate all these holidays. So thank you all for watching, and thank you for being a part of this channel. We like to show you that celebrating these kind of celebrations, you can be vegan and you don't have to partake in the meat and all of that. You can still enjoy it and being vegan. Thanks. See you again.